Rani Chennamma University, Belgavi. Welcome you, sir. Professor Nagaraju. Professor Manjunath, the department chairman, Professor A.R. Department Senior Professor S. Venkatesh. Here, I welcome you, sir. I welcome all participants, especially my faculty colleagues here, with faculty, and research scholars of the department, and the students. All students are assembled in one classroom. I welcome all of you to this beautiful and also knowledgeable session. There are two candidates that are going to present very important knowledge. So that's going to be useful to all upcoming students here, stakeholders here. And there are parents also. The parents of the research scholars are here. I welcome all of them.
Friends, today the IT industry, they are following various stringent rules for the purpose of HRM practices.
With the intention of to avoid two candidates, Ishwantram and then the candidate is going to be present. So,
first of all, at the outset, I want to thank Kuvempu University for providing me this opportunity to pursue my Ph.D. thesis under the guidance of Professor R. Naik. From the bottom of my heart, I wanted to express my gratitude to Professor R. Naik, my guide, for providing me this opportunity to pursue my Ph.D. thesis. Thank you very much, sir. Directly proportional to the quality of the human resources possessed by the organization. Bill Gates stated once in his favorite post that you take all my resources, if I have got qualitative human resources, I can bounce back to the market. Gone are those days where humans are regarded as one of the factors of production. But in today's market, humans are regarded as one of the factors of creating competitive advantage for any business organization. From the primitive period of time, organizations have been striving hard to understand why there is differentiation among the performance of the employee, though they are provided with the same type of infrastructure and same type of environmental facilities. The answer to this lies in the beautiful word which is called as competencies. Competencies are regarded as the cluster of knowledge, skills, abilities and behavioral traits which ensures that employee performance is on a higher note. Whereas competency mapping is the process where the organization understands the core competencies of the job and matches those core competencies with the employee potentiality. In a nutshell, we can say that to ensure higher performance, the demand of the job, which is the core competencies of the job, should match with the potentiality of the employee. So that is the reason behind why competency mapping is there, to ensure that right employee is working for the right job at the right period of time. Tracing back the meaning of competencies, the first word of competency mapping has been introduced by Acharya Chanakya in his Arthashastra book, where he undertook various studies and provided competency models for job fair and different tasks. After this, in the modern period of time, John Flanagan in the year of 1954 has identified competencies in two ways, where he has divided the competencies as success factors and failure factors. Success factors are those type of competencies which the possession of which ensures that there will be higher performance among the employees. Whereas failure factors are those type of competencies which an employee should not possess for higher performance in the job. But the breakthrough article in the context of competency mapping came in the year of 1973 by David McLean, where he advocated that it is not the traditional score or academic intelligence which will decide the higher performance of the employees, but rather than that, understanding each and every job, because every job is different in its own way, after analyzing each and every job, core competencies should be identified. From there, the competencies should be matched within the employee so that the demand and supply of the competency remains in a well-phased manner. Coming to the meaning, coming to the next slide, it feels that competency is only the combination of knowledge, ability or skills or certain behavioral traits. But in the year of 1993, when Spencer model came, and in the selection process, organization is ensuring that the right candidate is available for the right period of job. Whereas in the training and development, the organization ensures that where the competencies are lacking among the employees, and those can be fulfilled by providing proper training and development programs. In 24, 200% increment in the usage of internet are there. In the Global Innovation Index, which undertakes 80 variables deciding how the people in the country are using IT services, our country stands 39th position in 2024 and 38th position in the year of 2025. The current status of competency mapping in IT industry. 68 articles, research articles have been reviewed, which are basically based on competency mapping in IT industry, and 32 articles related to different other industries have been reviewed by the researcher, and 10 PhD theses were also reviewed to understand the dynamics of competency mapping in the current IT industry. Some of the studies are undertaken to identify the differences between the required competency level and existing competency level among the employees in different industries. Some of the studies which have undertaken have provided an holistic understanding of competency mapping. To understand the need and significance of the study, the researcher has gone through various review of literature, has interacted with various ideas from IT professionals, has had communicated through various websites also. Fourth objective is to examine the influence of employee competencies in creating employee engagement in the certain information technology companies. Fifth objective is to assess the significance of employee competencies in creating employee performance in certain information technology companies. And the next hypothesis says that there is no significant relationship between employee competencies and employee performance in certain information technologies, where the alternative hypothesis says there is significant relationship between employee competencies and employee performance in the certain information technology. Scope of the study. To investigate this problem, 5 IT companies were taken into consideration, and these IT companies were taken based on 2019 market capitalization rate. And these companies were Infosys, Wipro, TCS, Tech Mahindra, and HCL Technology. Next one, research design. To undertake the research, the researcher has used two methods of research. One is exploratory research, one is descriptive research. In exploratory research, the next one, methods of data collection. Two types of methods of data collection have been used. One is primary method, second one is secondary method. Primary of sample size. For calculating the sample size, Ferguson and Morgan formula have been used because the population is definite, which is 260,000, based on which the strata have been created. The p-value is less than 0.05, due to which the null hypothesis has rejected, alternative hypothesis is accepted. The conclusion states that there still needs to be holistic review of various competencies and the influence they can create for the organizational growth. Scope of the study can be taken outside the Karnataka, where the information technology is well established. Next use can be undertaken to compare the competency practice of different IT companies, and studies can be further undertaken to compare the competency practice of IT companies and selected companies from other industries. That is what we can say comparative study between IT companies and other industries.
You're talking with the employees and the what type of leadership style you have noticed there? If that is not suitable, what you will suggest to that leadership style?
Thank you, ma'am. So when the researcher went to IT companies, the thing is that there is no type of autocratic type of leadership style is there. Though the employees are communicated about that, but there is no association or employee engagement which has been found between leader and the employee. So we can say that it is like we are paying and you are doing. There is no type of body relations, or there is no type of response, due to which the level of empathy and sympathy is not there. Due to which it is advised for the organization to remain there was a conclusion regarding this. But based on
Was suggested by Dr.
Yeah, doctoral committee has suggested in the beginning.
Otherwise, you would have taken some one company in Bangalore, one company in
Of
Udvi, one
course,
company
he was
in
having it, but the doctoral committee suggested to restrict to these.
Technical competencies are something which is going to be always on the asking part. The behavioral and other psychological, psychometric, all only moderations would be done. You don't say like a metamorphic change in those. There should be some precisions in whatever you're telling. It's like evolving. It's like human psychological traits are not evolving. They're just moderated.
Chairman of the department, Professor Bunduji. I was exam chairman, Professor Senior Professor, and external examiner Nairaji, and my fellow colleague Professor Venkateshji, who is an external examiner of this 5 hours exam. Since more than 1 hour, we have been with this 5 hours exam. Scholar has defended his technical work very appropriately, and in a understanding manner, even ordinary manner also. He has depended very clearly on competency mapping in selected information technology companies in Karnataka. This one. As you know very well, since you are the business education student, the basic objectives of business is to make the profit, whatever industry you take, IT industry or other than IT industry. In order to make the profit, the business organization is required to carry out various functions like production function, marketing function, finance function, R&D function, and human resources function. So the profitability of the organization purely based on the effectiveness of different business functions, and the effectiveness of different business functions purely based on the way in which the organization is having the manpower, or the way in which organization is recruiting the manpower, or how does the employees are responding positively towards their obligations. So business organization required to ensure appropriate manpower at a different level of business activities. So in order to ensure appropriate manpower at different level of business activities, they require to understand exactly about the employees, whether they are fit or not fit, what are their qualifications, what are their competency, what are their knowledge, whether they are. In fact, competency mapping nothing but what it is a systematic process from which the business organization is able to understand, define about job, define about what are the obligations of the employees, and also documenting and also identifying different skills through which the organization is able to take the decision. It is relating to HR. HR is a broader term. It involved a variety of activities. Training also part of that, performance is also part of that, and even other activities like recruitment, selection. So these are the important things because competency mapping is very, very important as far as to ensure appropriate training and development. With that business environment, the business organization is required to update the ability of the manpower. Only business organization is able to update the ability of the manpower whenever organization having appropriate mapping competency, because mapping competency ensures where loopholes are there in relation to manpower activity, where plus points are there. This is very, very important because you see whatever success to be emerged in any business organization purely based on the way in which organization is taking the decision relating to the manpower. Since manpower are the important asset or big asset, because whatever good things are happening in organization or whatever bad things are happening in organization purely based on the manpower. We are learned, even many times we are not able to take right decision. We are not able to work coordinately with that employees. So as a result of that, sometimes organization is failing to do the work according to expectations of the organization. So I think competency mapping, that topic is very vibrant topic and also very, very important topic, because first of all I congratulate the candidates for choosing this topic, and he has presented his findings very nicely. So I congratulate competency mapping. And also I extend my congratulations to research guide. Without research guide, the research complete the research work. So I congratulations sir for literature. He has analyzed whatever literature he has recorded very systematically. From that he found research gap, and on the basis of that he has developed the statement of the problem and significance of the study, and also objectives also based on what the spirit behind this topic. I mean research problem, whatever research problem we have chosen, according to that we develop the research objective. In fact, research objectives are the heart of the thesis, because whatever the come out from the research work purely based on research objective. Of course, research objectives are very reasonable, appropriate, and hypothesis also based on objectives appropriately, and from that we need to quantify the data, In fact, the data is very, very important to justify the research problem. And even whatever he has recorded, of course, that are very, very appropriate, and I think everyone is witnessed. He presented like anything, and even he confidently is defended his work. I am very happy the way he has presented, because I think Kuvempu is guided very dynamically, and that's why he come out as a successful researcher, and also is defended like anything, and even findings also reasonable, objectives, I mean suggestions also reasonable, and chapterization also is very good. But with these few lines, I recommend his doctoral work to university with the consent of all, and university part of the award of PhD degree. In fact, today he is awarded the PhD degree, but certain formalities are required to the follow. Then university is issuing the notification. So with these few lines, I positively recommended to the university, and I once again I congratulate the candidate, and also at the end activities. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And also once again I congratulate Kuvempu
First of all, I wanted to thank Kuvempu University for giving me this opportunity. I want to extend my sincere thanks to Professor R. Naik, sir, my research guide. At every period of research, sir has been there with me. I want to thank sir for being with me. I want to extend my thanks to Professor H. Ravi sir, Professor K. Manjuna sir, my student examiners, and all of my family members who are there, who have supported me at every period of time, my wife, my mother. Next, I want to extend my thanks to all my faculty members of the department, especially Sumati Madam and Rina Madam, who have taken thanks to Dr. Vanishri Madam, who has been always supportive me at every period of time. I wanted to thank Vinay sir for being the part of the research. I want to thank Yasmin, Fatima Madam for being, and Raghavendra sir, Arvind sir, who were part in the of the Srinidhi, with my research scholars also, Srinidhi sir and Afrin Madam, everyone research scholars, Tikya Swami sir, Pramod, everyone was part of this. I want to thank each and everyone, and at the last but not the least, I want to thank each and every student for being listening to this actively. Thank you very much. I want to thank Suparna and Anita Madam also for being supportive in this. Next.
An advantage, they are not in a position to tolerate so much of time. So maximum will take 30 to 40 minutes for presentation. Don't go on basics, definition, meaning. So what is the purpose of the study and how it will help the industry? So let's focus on that. So you can start.
I would like to welcome my colleague Dr. Yes, and to know the growth I've tested, pairs and fatigue test, and to know the returns and risk I've used crystal values test. The sampling method, these are the formula I've used to take the respondents. Actually, Cochrane's formula I've used, and 98%, 60 and 1% error I've used. So actually it will come 390, but I've taken 400 responses. Limitations of the study. So here I've taken only the coastal Karnataka geographical limitations. I've applied here only coastal Karnataka, and the district I've taken is Bangalore, Udupi and Karwa. The study conducted only all the other areas are not included in this study. There are other techniques evaluation of performance like candlestick, stick analysis that is not included in this study. The study includes investors, professionals, businessmen, self-employed, etc. The data provided by them is assumed to be actual. The introduction and literature review, chapter 2 is which is related to the growth rate of the equity fund as well as debt fund. And for each AMCs to know the ratios, Sharpe ratio, Trainer ratio, debt ratio. So for that 5 hypotheses I framed, and to know the consistency of the equity and debt fund. For that also I framed one hypothesis, and to know the investor's perception of democratic variables. For that I framed hypothesis. So here in the to know during the year study period. So here the P value is less than.
bank. Normally we know only bank. So now, after 90s, this trend is changing because of the growth of capital markets. Now, see now in bank, it is a guaranteed return, but return is very less compared to the other forms of investment. What are the other forms you can invest apart from bank? Now, what are the investment alternatives you have? Okay, stocks, equity, okay, mutual funds, then real estate, gold. There are many investment opportunities are there. Now, for example, you want to take risk. You don't want to invest your money in bank, but you want to invest in market, capital market. Now, there are two options are there. One is equity, another one is mutual funds. But being an investor, you are not aware of the equity funds, how to invest, and you don't have knowledge. Again, investment in the equity is a very risky, because if you earn, you gain more money. Otherwise, if you lose your entire capital. For example, if you deposit in a bank, at least capital is guaranteed. But here in investment in equity, there is no guarantee of your capital. If you invest 1 lakh today, tomorrow it may be 2 lakhs, or tomorrow it may be 10,000, because it depends upon the value of the share in the market. So that's why many people, they don't want to take risk, but they want more returns compared to the bank. So that's why they go for mutual funds. So why mutual funds? Even though I don't have knowledge about the market, so mutual funds are managed by the professional managers or fund managers. So they give you a minimum rate of a guaranteed return. Again, there are two schemes. The research is on both. That is, one is debt schemes and another one is equity schemes. If you are high risk taker, you can go for equity. The returns are, when you take more risk, normally your returns also more. But here, the debt one is minimum returns is guaranteed. For example, I am a retired employee. Monthly, I want some money. So there I choose what is called only debt funds, because fixed income I require. But equity fund, for example, young professionals are working, those are investing in equity, they don't want immediate returns, they wait for long term. When you invest in equity, you have to wait for a long term. It is not for short term, you have to wait for 5 years or 10 years or 15 years to grow your investment. So with this background, she studied the performance of the mutual funds in India by taking, some 5 selected, top companies, that is 10 debt schemes and 10 that's why I'm doing all this one. So maybe you don't understand, but with all the techniques she measured and performance, and she came this one. So now I gave some inputs to you. Now you can ask her if you have any questions about the
10 to 20, it's 20, and the primary data is from 21 to 24, I think, 23 years.
Yeah, primary data in the sense right now, what is the opinion about the
Okay.
investment?
I have a small clarification. Is there any reason behind this? Because 2010 to 2020, because now we are in
Because I
25.
joined, my registration was 21, so that time
What is your study period?
study period is 2000 is 21 to 25.
25. No, ma'am. Secondary data.
Secondary data, why you have only limited to
No, you are not
2020?
supposed to take 25. Why your registration?
Yeah.
You could mention in your synopsis the study period
2010 to 2020, no? 2010 to 2020.
for the 10 years period you have selected.
Yeah.
Financial data she has taken. When she joined in 21,
All should follow the regulated mechanism of SEBI, Security Exchange Board of Exchange.
Yes, so many research scholars, nobody is working the form.
Small question. Which one is better? What is simplest? One time investment, systematic investment. And another one is, what are the factors influence on return on investment of these mutual funds?
Actually, systematic investment plan is good for investment, because for smaller investment, salary and income, like monthly you are getting 15,000, 20,000 salary, so they also can invest in mutual funds. So that is one of the main advantages in mutual funds.
Their portfolio management can be done properly.
the SAP normally for salaried employees. For example, if you are getting a permanent salary, you can transfer, it is the long term. But for other people, they cannot go for SAP because if there is no fixed income, they cannot go for
Options are
so like a
Reason behind that?
Because State Bank of India has majority of the central government projects, they are giving to the State Bank of India only. because that is coming under central
That
government.
is not the right answer, ma'am. That is not the right answer. They're preferring because of the return. SBI giving more returns compared to the others. That's why they are preferring the SBI.
Size of the fund is also huge compared to other. SBI mutual
And
fund.
it is the number one
Huge,
bank in
not
India. Therefore, for the security purpose, they used to issue all the funds to the SBI.
But the size of the fund is large. Portfolio management becomes easier. They are investing, diversifying. They are earning huge money. That is the reason. People
Rina asked the question.
You said that the past performance, 10 years of top 5. If I have to invest in 2026, whether that data is sufficient enough to invest, because the investment in the market is subject to.
Yes, now it's sufficient because now also offer company is SBA, second is ICICI, third is SBA, fourth is Nippon India, fifth is Kotak Mahindra. Aditya data is shifted to sixth place. Now also.
Any technique which you can suggest to project the investment in future with respect to the options what you already used?
See, actually, the NA based on the NAV, the NAV is available in the website. So based on that, we can do funds. So daily NAV and monthly NAV and yearly NAV is available. So I think that if it is high, so that is good for investment.
And if you go to any app, investment apps,
Yes, yes.
moment you click on, they give last 10 years return. This is our history, this is our.
And that sometimes it may be 50 years also.
Yeah, that's what. So
Now, I already briefed about the topic and all. See, this is evaluated by me and also some other examiner from Usmania University, Dr. Sriramulu. So myself and Sriramulu both are recommended for the award of Ph.D. considering the merits in the thesis, subject to the satisfactory presentation in the VIVA was. Then university asked me to come for the VIVA and to conduct VIVA was. I came here and you all witnessed the presentation by the research scholars and also some clarifications from the research scholars, and also here the experts were present here. So she defended all the queries made by the experts and the scholars, and she satisfactorily completed the VIVA course. Now I recommend university to award PhD in management to Mr. Reshma. So I congratulate Reshma for called as Dr. Reshma.
Guy, Dr. H.N. Ravi sir is always motivating me from the day one to till today. Thank you sir for your support. I thank our senior professor, Dr. Kuvempu sir. My external examiner, Dr. Nagaraj sir, thank you so much sir for your presence. I thank my faculty members and all the research scholars and non-teaching staff of our LMSR department. I thank all the students for your support and coordination. Last but not the least, I thank all my family members, my mother-in-law as well. Thank you.
Examination of these two candidates. First, the Professor Akash, in fact, he worked with us for many years in the department. Then he joined the Rani Chennamma University. By the university accepted particular request, he is being with us today, and he is able to conduct the VIVAs very technically. Therefore, on behalf of the university and on behalf of the Department of Management and behalf of all of us, and my friend Professor Nagaraj, who is with us by all the way, he travelled from the Bangalore yesterday night, and today he is being with us. I profusely thank Professor Nagaraj on behalf of the university and on behalf of then the research guide and the finance officer of the Kuvempu University, Professor H.N. Ramesh, he is with us and able to he is conducted VIVA's examination for his candidate, and he given the various insights about their candidates. On behalf of the university and you all, I profusely thank. And and Akash and Venkatesh, Manjunath who are there in absentia, I thank all of them. And my research scholar and the guest faculty of the department, they are very much present in the VIVA's examination to witness the VIVA's examination. And there are only 2 guest faculties who were asked the questions. Remaining were there keep mum because their mouth is in the flight mode. Hence they were not able to open their lips.
Adjustment.
There might be some adjustment. On behalf of the university and the department, I profusely thank to them. And the family member of both the candidates were there very much present to witness the VIVA's examination. I think they felt very happy about their kith and kins, those who are presented the Ph.D, particular defend the thesis. I thank you all of them. And finally, I would like to thank all of you who are being with us and bear with us since morning. Thank you one and all.